Alright, so first we're going to go over the two different types of bands. So the blue one is the medium one that we're going to use for our biceps, triceps, and shoulders, smaller muscle groups. And then the gray one is going to be used for the bigger muscle groups with the back and the chest. And glutes. Perfect. Alright, so the first exercise is going to be the bicep curl. So to do this, you're going to you're going to stand on the tubing, both feet on the tubing. And make sure that your foot is fully on it. You got to keep your elbows close to your side, pull your shoulders back, and then you're going to curl your arms up with the tubing. Nice. All the way down and all the way up. Sweet. Okay. Alright, now for the tricep extension. So you're going to take the tubing and you're going to hold it in the middle. So you're not going to hold it on the handlebars. Good. And then you're going to hold it about shoulder width apart. So move your arms out. And now bring your arms up overhead. Now you're going to bring one arm down like this. And you're going to extend the arm. Good. And bring it up and down. Good. Working the triceps. Then you're going to bring that arm up and do the same on the other side. Nice. So now we're going to do our shoulders. So you're going to stand on one end of the resistance tube. Give yourself a little bit less slack. So stand closer to the edge. Good. And actually switch feet. So your feet should match your hand. Good. Now you're going to pull your tubing up to your side like this and back down. Make sure that arm doesn't go over your shoulder. Good. And now you're going to bring your arm forward, front raise. Oops, my hand got in that.
Do you want to start over?
No.
Start over because I was on the wrong foot.
Alright, now we're going to go on to the shoulder. So you're going to stand on one end of the resistance tube. So your foot matches the hand side. And you're going to bring the tubing up to the side. Good. So that's side raise. Make sure that arm doesn't go over higher than your shoulder. Good. And now for the front raise, bring the arm up to the front. Good. So you would want to do that on both arms. Good. Alright, now we're going to work the back of our shoulder. So we're going to hold the tubing like we did for the tricep extension. So we're going to hold it in the middle, about shoulder width apart. And then you're going to hold it about chest height. And you're going to pull the tubing apart, keeping your arms straight so that the tubing comes to your chest. If the tubing has too much resistance, then you can pull your arms out a little bit wider. Pull the tubing all the way to your chest and back to the center. All the way to your chest and back to the center. Nice. Alright, now we moved to our gray resistance tube because we're using bigger muscles, and we're going to do bent over row. So we're going to stand on our resistance tubing like we did for our bicep curl. Middle of the foot comes on. We're bending over at our hip, see how Anna's back is flat, her knees are soft, and she's going to pull her arms up, keeping her elbows close to her side. Nice. And back down, and up, and back down. Good. Go. So we're going to do a glute exercise now. So you're going to stand on the tubing. You're going to choke up on the tubing because these are big muscles. Stand on the tubing. Notice how Anna's back is flat and straight, abs are tucked in and engaged, knees are soft. She's going to bend at her hips and then squeeze the glutes, come up. And bend at her hips and squeeze the glutes, come up. Nice. Alright, so now we're going to show you some moves for your chest. Really the only way to do this is to use, you need two people or at least something to attach the tubing to. So you can use Dad. Great.
Yay!
But in this case, we're using me. So Anna's going to take the tube and wrap it around the other one. So now they're like intertwined, like this. And I'm going to hold on to it here, and then Anna's going to turn around with the tubing, holding it out straight. And then she's going to push the tubing together and then come back. And push the tubing together and come back. Good. Alright, now we're going to do what we at the Wooden Center call the world's greatest stretch. So Anna's going to get into a plank position. Then she's going to push her hips back into downward facing dog. Then she's going to walk her feet forward, keeping her knees straight till her knees meet her hand. And then she's going to walk out again to a plank. Then she's going to walk her feet, downward facing dog, good. And then walk her feet forward. Good. Nice. All right, now we're going to do another dynamic stretch routine. Anna's going to go into a lunge position. She's going to bring one arm up facing us. Then she's going to bring that elbow down to the ground. Then she's going to bring that arm back up. Then she's going to come back up, stretching the hamstring. And then she's going to pull that leg through and stand up and switch to the other side. She's going to sit. All right, now we're going to show you the donkey kick. So Anna's going to get on all fours, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. She's going to bring up one leg. The leg is parallel to the ground, so we're going to up a little higher. And now she's going to kick that leg up, squeezing the glute, keeping the back straight. So she's not arching her back, she's just squeezing her glute. Nice. And then she can also do that to the side, so she can bring that leg out to the side and back down. And up to the side and back down. Nice. All right, so now we're gonna do glute bridges. So Anna's gonna get onto her back. Her knees are up, her feet are close to her hands, and she's going to squeeze her glutes up and squeeze it and bring it back down. So she's squeezing her glutes to bring her hips up and bringing her legs back down. You can make this more challenging by adding a dumbbell to the top of your hips, or you can even lift up one leg. Yeah, very hard. All right, so Anna's gonna do plank taps. So she's gonna get into her plank position, shoulders underneath, hands underneath shoulders, and she's gonna bring her arms up to her shoulder, keeping those hips down. The legs are apart for more stability. Then she can bring her arms out to the side plank taps, or she can bring her arms out to the front. So now Anna's gonna go back into her plank position, and she's gonna do plank jacks. So this time she's gonna bring her feet out and in. Good. And now she's gonna do mountain climbers and bring her knees up. Notice how she's not popping her hips up. Solid.